Okay, I see this question get asked a lot. What should I charge per square foot? I see it in residential services. I see it in construction cleaning. I see it in office cleaning and all kinds of things. And I remember seeing a post. Somebody made this comment, which really resonated with me, which was not knowing how to accurately bid before starting your business is like somebody opening a restaurant and asking someone, how do you cook? And for some reason that just resonated with me and it struck a chord. And I thought that I would create this video to show why bidding by the square foot alone is not the best way to build your company. I've been in the business 25 years. I've built several cleaning businesses from scratch. I'm also the co-founder of this software. And I want to show you in one of our tools why bidding by the square foot will never get you to be the company that you want to be. You can stay the company you are, or you can bid like the company you want to be. Now stay with me here. I'm going to go ahead and create a proposal. I'm going to select an existing prospect in my demo account here, and I'm going to add a proposal to this address. Let's go ahead and name it. Let's call it bidding by square feet. And I'm going to choose commercial here, and I'm going to go down to office cleaning because that's probably one of the more frequent ones I see, that and construction cleaning. And we're going to say 5 days a week. Okay, so the software lays everything out that you need into 4 simple steps. This is where you build your areas and your general cleaning tasks in here. I'm not going to spend any time on this. And this is for your special projects where you can add things like carpet cleaning, window cleaning, deep cleaning, day porter services, hard floor, stripping and waxing, things like that. But what you're really here for is the calculator. So we have 2 options here. You can use our price estimator where you can go in here, enter in some cleanable square footage and how difficult it is and whether or not it's primarily hard floors or carpet. You can go over here, see whether or not you use employees, enter some basic information. And what I like to use this tool for is to get a production rate. Even though it spits out a price, I just like the production rate here. And then I go back into the do-it-yourself calculator. And this is where I think all the education happens. And this is what I think you truly need to understand. So first of all, I always teach people to never bid like the company you are. Always bid like the company you want to be. In bigger, more established organizations, they bid like this, or at least they have some of the cost accounted for. And it's not just by square footage. And I'm going to show you why. If you stick with me to the end here, I'm going to show you why I don't believe bidding by the square footage is accurate. I believe it's a great tool, but I believe it's wrong. So right here, you can go ahead and enter in your payroll taxes. And I tell people, even if you don't have employees, bid like you have employees, because you will never be able to hire employees if you're not used to being able to bid contracts as if you have them, right? So I'm going to go ahead and close this and just put some numbers in there. And I'm going to go down here. The reason why you never want to bid by the square footage is going to be really apparent in just a moment. So let's say in this particular contract, you've got one person that is making $18 an hour, and I believe it was 7.5 hours, something like that, per night, working 5 days per week. Now, part of the process of bidding like the company you want to be instead of the company you are is that you have to account for all your cost in here to really understand your true cost of clean, and then to be able to mark that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 other forms of labor here. And this is what I do for every contract that I have. And then I add different labor for other things too. But what I'm going to have is trainers. And let's say I've got one person that we pay $25 an hour. And the way we train at our company is that we train for 3 days. Okay. So the first day they watch us. The second day we watch them. And then the third day we cut them loose and we check on them near the end of the shift to make sure they got everything done. And the reason why we do the first day where they watch us is because we make them sign a form at the end saying that everything within this scope of services or everything in this cleaning checklist, not only do they know it can be done, but it can be done in the time frame in which we've allotted. Because a few months down the road, you get employees that start to get lazy and, oh, we don't have enough time and things have changed. And we're like, nah, remember, you watched us clean and we watched you clean and you did everything in this list and signed this piece of paper saying that you can get it all done. So it kind of eliminates the excuses. And the way that our trainers train it on the 3 days, so it's what, 7.5 hours, let's just say 8 times 2, 16, and then we'll do half of the other one. So we'll just say about 20 hours. And I include 2 trainings per year. Now, some contracts that are bigger and we have a bunch of employees, I increase this. And the reason that we also include trainers here is because your true cost of clean needs to account for how expensive your turnover is. And if you're bidding like the company you want to be, you're going to have trainers within your organization that you send out to these accounts to train your new hires. And you need to be able to account for some of that cost during the bid. The other thing that we'll add is inspectors, right? So we want to have quality control inspectors because we inspect what we expect. And you also can't manage what you can't measure. So you need to keep your quality index high. And I have a minimum of 1 hour a month for every account, no matter what. So we'll say one day per month, and we'll save that. Now, the software here at Clean Proposals, it will break down your labor cost per clean. So every time you send somebody in to clean this building and they work 7.5 hours and you're paying them this, it's going to cost you $178.20. And it gives you your annual labor costs, and then it also gives you your monthly labor here. Now, if you go down here, it says janitorial labor cost 3. That is going to be these 3 labor types subtotaled here. So in order to work 5 days a week at this account, you're going to have to spend $4,004 even. That's what your cost is for your labor, okay? Then you're going to have to add in additional expenses like cleaning supplies. Unless you're cleaning with air, you're going to have cleaning supplies. So let's say you think it's going to be $75 a month for that. I always include a tech fee. And when I'm closing with customers, I actually show them the software a lot just so they can see the structure of the bid. And they always ask what a tech fee is, probably the same thing that you're asking. And to have a true understanding of what it takes to build a successful company, you really have to charge all of the things that cost you. So for example, the quality control software we use, they charge $25 per month as an onboarding fee for a new customer. Or you can make this even more and account for the things like this software. You know, if you're using QuickBooks or any other type of accounting software, all of that is going to cost you money. And so you need to be able to pass that cost on to your customer, just like your customer is passing on expenses to their customers. Then you can add anything else in here like drive time or fuel, cell phone reimbursements, whatever it is, okay? Then you would add that there. So now if you go down here and you look at your subtotal, that is going to be a combination of all your labor, all your additional expenses, and this is what it's going to cost you to do that. Now stay with me here. I'm gonna get to why bidding by the square footage is inaccurate if you're not already seeing that. The power in this calculator is just breathtaking, okay? So you need to know what kind of profit margin that you're going to be operating at. You know, some people operate at 30%, 45%. I've seen people as low as 10%. And that may be good for very large buildings, but I don't suggest that you ever do that. We typically bid between 30 and 35 cents a square, or excuse me, 35%, 30 to 35%. So I'm just going to put in 35% here. And the software is going to tell you if you have a 35% profit margin, you're going to be making $2,236.77 on this particular client per month. Now, this is your gross operating margin, okay? This is where you buy your fleet vehicles, you know, advertising, you pay yourself out of it. So there's a lot that comes out of this number, and it's really important. And this is going to be a monthly charge to your client. Okay. And if you live in a state where you have to charge sales tax on your service, you can just click this button here, and then you can add your sales tax and it will recalculate what you're going to be charging to your customer. Now, here's why bidding by the square footage alone is extremely inaccurate. If you play with this calculator, you're really going to understand why it's important to stay away from that as your only form of bidding. Now, before I enter that here, actually, let me just go ahead and do this. So if you know the cleanable square footage, the software is then going to break down what you're charging per square foot. Now, if I told you here, let's just ramp this up here a little bit and see if I can get closer. Let's say 20,000 square feet. What does that look like? Okay, perfect. Now, if you were asking me, hey, Rossi, what should I charge per square foot? And I told you, hey, charge 32 cents a square foot. The only thing you would know is this number. You have no idea, no clue whatsoever what your profit margin is, what your gross operating revenue margin is. You have no idea how many people you can hire, what you can pay them, and how many hours you're paying them. You don't know your cost per clean, your annual labor costs, and your monthly costs. You don't know any of that. You have no clue. So bidding by the square footage alone is not a way to truly grow and understand your company. But I'm not done yet. Let me show you the power also behind this. Let's say you're looking at this and you go, you know what? I don't think that's enough. I think I can make, I don't know, $3,000 on this customer. You can type that in here and the software will reverse engineer your profit margin and tell you what that is. It will give you a new charge to your customer and it readjusts your cleanable square footage. But I'm still not done. Let's say you've got somebody that's working with you and they go, hey, you know, Rossi, I really want to work with you. You nailed the walkthrough. I really appreciate that. Your proposal's professional. But I've got a solid budget of $6,200. There's just nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry. Well, the power behind this is that you can go in here and type in $6,200 and the software will reverse engineer everything again. It shows you your profit margin and percentage. It shows you your dollar amount that you'd be making, and it reverse engineers what you're going to be doing on your square footage. But I'm still not done. If you want to just come in here and readjust it again and go, you know, I wonder what that would be like if I'm charging 35 cents a square foot. Again, everything will be readjusted and you can start to play with your numbers. You can add more expenses. You can come up here and say, okay, what if I'm paying $18.50 an hour? You know, and then you can add more labor, whatever it is, you can actually understand your true cost of clean. So I want to teach you how to fish. I don't want to just give you a fish. I want you to truly understand how you can grow your revenue in a way that makes sense and you're not just guessing anymore. This works really good for some commoditized portions of our industry like stripping and waxing floors, maybe carpet cleaning. I can understand that. But when you get into house cleaning and construction cleaning and office bidding, you really need a tool to be able to play with all of your true cost so that you can bid like the company you want to be instead of bidding like the company you are. So hopefully that answers some of your questions to why bidding by the square footage alone is not a true way to become a good business and a good entrepreneur. Now, let me show you some other features in this software. If we go back to step 1 here, remember I was showing you the areas and cleaning task. Let me show you how this is going to work on your scope of services. So what you would do is you would go in here and you would just click all of the areas that you're going to be cleaning. You'll notice that you can add the number of rooms that you're cleaning. You can add photos and notes in here. And then each one of these areas, if you open them up, you can actually then add the cleaning tasks. And let's say you want to clean air, vents, and fans, and you want to do that quarterly instead of monthly. And if you don't like what we've said, anywhere you see an edit pencil, you can click it and customize it. If you want it in your proposal, just make sure there's a check mark next to it. If you don't, uncheck it. And let me just go ahead and build out a few of these areas here. An IT room, you know what they always tell us in the IT rooms, right? In the server rooms, don't enter. They don't want us to mess with that. Janitor's closet if we're lucky. Open office space, receptionist area, restrooms, some stairwells. And yeah, that'll cover it there. And if we forgot something, you can add your own custom area. Let me see my stats here. Okay, so I've got 13 rooms with carpet, or excuse me, 13 rooms total. 0 with carpet, 4 with hard floors. So let me add hard floors to all of these. Okay, so all of them have hard floors and we're doing 178 cleaning tasks. Great. And let me go in and add a couple of projects. Let's do a one-time deep clean first because we want to generate some revenue and get them up to our standards. And the software is going to, let's do the whole building for a deep clean. Give you step-by-step procedures on how that deep clean is going to be done. And then of course you can customize it or not use it, add your own cleaning task. Now let's add in some, let's say carpet cleaning. No, this is all hard floors, right? So let's go down to hard floors. We're gonna say we're gonna auto scrub the high traffic areas. Save. Let's do that once a quarter. And then let's say we're going to strip and refinish the floors. We're going to strip and refinish the floors once a year for the whole building. Let's do that here. Add the project. And then we're going to do the windows once a year. Interior, exterior, whole building once a year. Now, once you do that, the software will automatically add additional areas for you to calculate that out. You don't have to go through all these steps here if you don't want to. You can just simply go down here and let me turn this tax off here and just enter in a price. And let me do that on these other projects, and I'm going to show you how this is putting together the entire proposal for you here. Let's just say $800, and good enough. You'll get the idea here. And the one-time deep clean, let's say $3,500. All right, I'm going to go into the final step here. And here, this is where the entire proposal comes together. So you'll have the ability to pick from 87 fully customizable, full color proposal templates. Your logo, your tagline, and everything will be on here. I don't know, we can pick anything here. No, let's keep going. Let's see one that really stands out for me. Let's do this one. No, where was that? Sorry. Oh, what the heck? Let's just choose this one. Okay. Then you can also, so this would be your logo and your tagline, and then you can also change the image. We have professional full stock images here. My system's running a little bit slow, so bear with me. I think there's like 125 or something like that in here. So that's that. You can upload your own documents. So if you have marketing materials, you can add that to the proposal as well. But what we did on those first steps, the first step is we built the scope of services in just a matter of minutes, right? So that you can see here, every area that I clicked on and all those cleaning tasks are here. Remember, everything is completely customizable. And then down here is going to be the special projects that we added. And you'll notice that all these projects are step-by-step. So for example, technician will perform a pre-work inspection to gather photo documentation, identify potential challenges, and address expected outcomes. All screens will be carefully removed. We brush seals and frames to remove built-up dust and cobwebs, etc., etc. So each one of these will show the areas serviced, the frequency, and the step-by-step procedures on how those projects are formed. Now, let's scroll back up to the top here, and let me also show you that it comes complete with a cover letter, right? And what I like to do is I personally like to embed videos on the cover letter. So if you use this software correctly, this is called a pain point summary. followed by stated solutions. So what I mean by that is if you're using the proper sales techniques, you will mirror your prospect's pain points in a summary right here, and then you will state the solutions to that pain in here. And let me show you how I would do something like that. So what I would do is I would just go and click this edit pencil. And now I can change the font colors, the size, etc. But what I really want to do is embed a personalized video that I made for this prospect. So let me pause this for just a second and go and copy this URL. All right, I copied that URL and I just click this little icon right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and embed that URL there. So I made a video. I just sat in my office right here with my cell phone, recorded the video, and saved it to YouTube unlisted and private so nobody else would see it. And now I have a personalized video that my prospects will see in the proposal, okay? And one thing that I've learned over the years is that people don't typically read your proposal line for line, they scan them. But what they will do is they will stop and watch a video, okay? So when they scan your proposal, you need to make sure that it looks professional, or you're just gonna have to be the lowest, bidder and just pray for the business. In this case, you'll see how professional this pricing layout is. Oops, let me click back on compensation. Okay, you'll see how professional the pricing layout is. It has everything in there. But a lot of times people don't want to show a price per all of these. They just want to give them one grand total. So what we've allowed you to do is you can click on compensation, just expand that section there, and watch this here. See how it's got the individual pricing on these? I can just uncheck that, and now it's going to get rid of the pricing and show the areas serviced and the frequency. And then down here, I'll turn these off and just give them a grand total. So what it's showing is that I'm going to do all of these things for you in these scope of services for a grand total of $8,300 a month. So you can really customize it. You can change the name of these tables here and show it any way you want. And it also has a complete legal agreement. And this legal agreement was written by attorneys, so it's bindable in all 50 states. But again, everything is completely customizable. You've got your annual renewals. You can do what you want there. Say, for example, photo documentation. We don't have photo ID for our staff, so I would just open this up here, and then I would find photo ID. I would uncheck it and watch it disappear and renumber everything. Now it's gone. And then we have people that, they add their own subsections to the stuff. So if you wanted to add something about, annual increase of, annual inflation increase, you can do that too, and then say something like, annual whatever increase 3%, whatever it is that you want to put in here. Add that, and now you have an annual increase of 3%. So I know this was primarily about bidding by the square foot, but I just wanted to see wanted you to see the extra tools that are available to you in Clean Proposal software. And you can also go down here. It's got e-signature, so if you want to, you can pre-sign it and send it to your prospect. They will actually have e-signature available to them as well. And then you will get alerts. The software will alert you when your proposal has been signed. And then you can go in and countersign it, and it will send a copy to you and your prospect of the signed proposal. You can also download a PDF. You can get a link and submit the proposal. I'd have to add the prospect here. You can get a link and submit the proposal, or you can send it through our system, which has a template associated with it. And then it also has, let's go back to the home screen, you can track your sent proposals. So you know when the proposal is opened, who viewed the proposal, what time they viewed the proposal. Here, I'll just go down here and show you what sections of the proposal they're looking at and for how long, right? And then you can even see if that person shared the proposal and the email address they sent it to. And the significance of that is that the software gives you a back door to the decision maker's email. So if you're dealing with the gatekeeper or somebody that has nothing to do with actually signing the contract, and you send that proposal to them through our system, they have the ability to share that proposal. Matter of fact, let me show you what a proposal looks like, what your prospect would get when they receive the proposal. Hang on. Okay, so this is what your proposals are delivered in a beautiful HTML display. Your prospects can click on any one of these sections and it will jump to those sections for them, which is really cool. And then also, they have the ability to sign it, like I mentioned, so they can click there and sign it, put their title and whatnot. They can share this. And so this is where you would find the decision maker's email address, because once they share it and enter this email address, we give you that information. And then of course they can download a hard copy of the PDF and have that available too. I know I've talked too long, folks. This is a lot more than just bidding by the square footage, but I wanted you to see the power of really knowing your true cost of clean and understanding how there are tools on the market that can help you. Clean Proposals is by far the best. And if you need any support, you can chat with us. We have help libraries, et cetera, et cetera. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you sign up for your 14-day free trial at cleanproposals.com. If you have any questions, you can inbox us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'm going to start to put out more and more educational content to really help our users revolutionize their business. Until next time, my friends, clean profitable, because that's the only way to clean.